Hi everyone, it's Coach Fred here, and I'm going over a problem, an Algebra 1 problem, very common, but I've noticed that many of you are having trouble understanding the problem. And I would like to point out that I think it's really, really important that you are reading the directions very carefully. All of these problems are going to be asking for different things that relate to slope. So you've been working on slope, you've been working on rate of change, and so you have to really start to get into developing a pattern of what the question is actually asking. All right, so it says find the value of x or y so that the line through the points has the given slope. Okay, so if we look at number 9, I can see that my slope is negative 3/4. So m equals negative 3/4. So this is a question where you actually have to use the slope formula. So if m equals negative 3/4, m also is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the slope formula. And remember, a formula is an equation. All right, so this is actually really helpful because now I can substitute in all of the information I have. Remember the point, this is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. Now, I also know that m is negative 3/4. All right, so I'm going to substitute that in. So negative 3/4 equals. We have a problem, though, with one of the points. This one right here, this ordered pair, this coordinate, 4.5. So in algebra, I always like to say mixed numbers do not exist in algebra. You really need to always write them as improper fractions. So I'm going to do that. So I have 0.7/8, and I have 9/2, comma y. All right, and so I'll rewrite x1, y1, x2, y2. All right, so let's just substitute those values in. All right, so I have negative 3/4 equals y2, so y minus 7/8 all over 9/2 minus 0. Okay, so now I have an equation with only one variable in it, so this will be easier for me to solve, although this one's a little tricky. So I have negative 3/4 equals, I'm going to simplify, so y minus 7/8 divided by 9/2. You certainly could turn them into decimals, but I just think it's easy to leave it like this. All right, so now I have a proportion, and it's a funny looking proportion. So remember, we can use the cross products. So if we use the cross products, we multiply negative 3 times 9/2, and we multiply 4 times y minus 7/8. All right, so now I've just got to do the math. I've got to simplify an equation. So I'm going to come out up here so you can see it. So negative 3 times 9/2 is negative 27/2. I'm going to distribute my 4. So 4y minus. Now I am going to go to the side where I always do my math on the side. I kind of make a box so it's out of my way. 4 times negative 7/8. Now, I know you want to multiply first, but remember, Coach Fred always says simplify before you multiply. So I'm going to simplify. The 4 goes into itself once, goes into 8 twice, giving me negative 7/2. Okay, so now is when we got to use our past skills. In the earlier unit, you learned how to clear fractions, and anytime I see an equation with fractions in it, I'm going to clear them. It's going to make it easier. So in this case, I find the lowest common denominator, which is 2, and I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation, by 2. So that's going to give me negative 27 equals 8y minus 7. All right, so now it's a pretty simple equation that we're balancing. So we're going to add 7, isolate the variable, so we're going to add 7 to both sides, giving me negative 20 equals 8y, and then I'm going to divide both sides by 8. All right, and so then I have negative 20/8, but I have to actually simplify. We always want to simplify fractions if they can be simplified. They both are divisible by 4, so that would give me negative 5/4 equals y. All right, now, if I wanted to check myself, that's the great thing about algebra. I know that if I take -5/4 and I plug it in for y, and I use the slope formula, I should get -3/4. Okay, so I think it would be a really good step for you to now try number 10 on your own and see if you get it correct. All right, hopefully that was a helpful video. Have a great day.